Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to make friends if you're autistic. Making friends can be challenging for anyone, but especially tricky if you're on the autism spectrum. Don't worry though, I've got some great tips coming up. A lot of you voted in my poll about friendships. We're going to talk about the results of that poll. Let's dive into the topic. Friendships when you are autistic. First things first, it's important to understand that making friends, it takes time and it takes effort, and that's okay. You might remember back to childhood when making friends seemed relatively easy, or easier, I should say. Do you remember those notes kids would pass? Will you be my friend? Check yes or check no. We realize as we get older, friendships, they seem more difficult as we're becoming aware of our social challenges and struggles in that area. We're baffled by how others seem to exude confidence. They're able to juggle many friendships, it seems, while we struggle just to maintain one. Case in point, I had a best friend in high school who was popular and she was outgoing, and I was pretty much the opposite of her. But I was perfectly happy to be in her shadow while she got all the attention. And she always let me decide what we were going to do, because as an autistic kid, how I survived was to be the one that came up with activities. If I was in control, then I was comfortable with the friendship. So she allowed me to do that, and we had a lot of fun together. But it became too difficult when she wanted to include her other friends in whatever we were doing, and that was just too much for me. You know the old saying how it goes, two's company, three's too much. Also, do you find that you see friendship from a different lens since you became an adult or you discovered you're autistic? Do you have different expectations about friendship? What defines a friendship for you? The Webster Dictionary. Their definition of friendship is defined as a state of being friends, friendly relation, or attachment to a person or between persons, affection arising from mutual esteem and goodwill. I can only wonder if we as autistic people wrote a definition of friendship, would it be different? Let me try. Here's mine. Friendship is comprised of two people who share a love for a certain hobby or activity together and enjoy discussing it in great detail and decline to engage in excessive small talk. They also are comfortable with minimal engagement and are quite okay with just sending text messages every once in a while if there is something specific that needs to be addressed. Comment down below. What would your definition of friendship be? So one of the problems I have with friendship in the past, friends, when we haven't spoken for long periods of time, like say 2 years, I assume that the friendship is just going to pick off where it left off, and that's not how other people feel. Step 1, find common interests. Can you find any local clubs in your area? Doing things that you enjoy is a way of connecting with others. So for instance, if you're interested in like photography like I am, maybe you could join a photography club in your area if it's a big city. If not, you can join groups on Facebook. There's lots of those, or social media. Or I would recommend Karen from Proudly Autistic. And it's a chat group that you might like, and you can find it in her description. You can join. It's got a lot of different interests and things you can talk about on a chat forum with other autistic people. Step number 2 is to be yourself. Find someone you feel like you can click with, you're comfortable around. Conversation should come easy. And if you choose to share that you're autistic with someone, it's your choice. But I would recommend it. I think there's a openness and honesty about telling people, and then it takes a weight off your shoulders. You know, it doesn't feel like you're keeping a secret if you tell someone that you want to be friends with you're autistic. You can kind of move on from there, and then also maybe they'll better understand what autism is. That's if you're trying to be friends with someone who is neurotypical. When you find someone for a potential friendship, and you might explain to them that, you know, a text message might be the only way of communicating you are most comfortable with, or say email messages. Let them know what communicating means to you, and that there may be times that you don't reach out to them because you're going through something intense, and that when your mood improves, you'll reach back out to them, and that you also might be just most comfortable to texting them during those times. One of the hardest things for me has been learning to reach out to my best friend Laura when I'm struggling, or when I'm just absorbed in a project I'm doing. I tend to bottle up my feelings and not talk about my emotions, and then she doesn't hear from me for an extended period of time, probably wonders if I'm still alive or what's going on. I try to remember to send her a text at least weekly is my goal. Just kind of seeing how she's doing too, because it's not all about me. It's also it's also about how your friend is doing, and what, they may want to talk about something. You have to do what works for you and your friendship, communication-wise. Just remember to be yourself. Authenticity is the key to any friendship. Don't try to be someone you're not just to fit in. And true friends will appreciate you for who you are. Step 3, be patient. Building friendships, it takes time and it won't happen overnight. Keep putting yourself out there and give relationships time to grow. Can you think of anyone from your childhood or high school that you were good friends with? Go back through your old letters. You can see who you had a lot of communications with. If you're old and over the hill like me, you had letters from high school. Maybe you kept them. I kept them and treasured them. Who is that friend you never forgot about? Maybe you could reach out to them, and maybe you didn't have an autism diagnosis in high school or in school. Maybe you had a late adult autism diagnosis like I did. And maybe you could reach out to that friend and update them and let them know and see where it goes from there. Conversations with an old friend. You have history together and things to talk about, things to laugh about, old jokes together, things you can build on. So we are social creatures, I think. And even those of us who are autistic desire to bond with others and somebody. And that's why so many of you voted on the poll that you do try when it comes to friendships, I think. We don't want to feel isolated. But many of us are also busy and content with whatever we enjoy doing. As you know, it can take hours to do those things we enjoy. And if you're working, all you want to do on your day off pretty much is do what you enjoy doing, your hobby, and spend hours doing that. But the bottom line is, it feels good to have someone you can reach out to when you need somebody. So here are 3 questions to consider. What people in your life make you feel happy? What qualities do you like in other people or would you like to see in a friendship? And 3, how do you like to spend your time? Because you can build on that to create friendships with other people. Now, let's get to that poll and some of your comments. What were the results of the poll and what are the comments that you had? Let's do a poll. I know my subscribers love polls. I wrote this question in a hurry. I was on my lunch break at work. So 64% of you said friendship is a challenge for you, but you do try. 34% of you said friendship is a challenge for you, so you don't try. And then 2% of you said friendship comes easy for you. So there was 127 votes. It's a good amount of votes. I want to share what some of your comments were because I enjoyed reading through those, and you might enjoy some of these too that I want to highlight. So Neurospicy Sherry said she's grateful for the autistic online chats, groups that are being creative, and she's finding community unlike she's ever seen before and making amazing friends who are like-brained. Thank you for sharing that, Sherry. I agree there are more ways to connect now for autistic people. Beautiful Lives said, I make friends easily. Maintaining friendships is hard because I like lots of time alone and socializing is terribly draining. I'm sure we can all definitely agree with that and relate to that. Alejandro. He said, I voted I don't try because I'm tired of trying. I have 3 friends. Due to life circumstances, we are all now in different countries. I used to have a 4th friend at work. We used to go to lunch, coffee break together. But he stopped talking to me. No idea why. There are those who that I thought were my friends, but they took advantage of me one way or another. I can definitely relate to that, and friendships stopping and you don't know why or what happened. And when I was in high school, people took advantage of me because I was so naive and trusting of people. And people wanted to be my friends for the wrong reason. I had a car when I was 16 and everybody wanted me to take them places and I couldn't handle it. Cup of Tea with Poetry. You should go check her channel out. She says, "Hey Jenny, I let friends down too much and the friendships go sour. I'm not the person they think I am at the beginning and it offends or disappoints them. I'm more peaceful now though." Friendship's hard. It's hard. And I'd say just be upfront with people at the beginning of your friendship. Thanks for sharing. At My Human Suit. You should go check out her channel too. She says, "Being autistic, I've never known what friendships were. I've had a lot of bad experiences with friends, and if someone did anything wrong to me, I could no longer unsee what they did, whether I wanted to or not. I gave up because it just feeds my traumas. Someday I'd like to have friends again, but I don't have what I need to get to that point." Autumn, I think you could definitely say you've made friendships online here on the YouTube community. If I feel like, I've seen some of your comments, and I think you're kind of like me. You feel like you have gained some friendships from your subscribers and just from other people and other channels in general. There were a lot more great comments, but just for sake of time of this video, I'll not read them all. So go down there under the comments section there under that poll and read some of their comments. And if you would reply, give them some encouragement or let them know if you can relate to what they said. So thank you for watching this video and choosing to be here today. And I hope you got something out of this. If you did, can you please give me a big thumbs up? We'll see you next time in my next video. Bye.